All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely Sabbath beginning that the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Just coming to, I was looking at my topic, but it is time to talk. Uh, and there's several things I like to talk about, but I'm gonna wait until a few minutes because I didn't post uh, this video ahead of time, so it was like a last minute thing. But yet I had plans, but not. I wasn't sure of. I wasn't sure if I wanted to. Not sure, but I wasn't sure. So I'm glad to be uh, before you this evening, and it is time to talk. It is time to talk. And I was sitting here just uh, listening to a few people speak. Um, I listened to this prophetess, and I also listened to a couple of other men that's on YouTube. One particular one, I didn't really look at him or view his page. I was more so, I don't know if on your phone, and how when you wake up, you look at your phone, you see these different articles. And I saw his article that he had typed, and it was very strange because he's coming from what he called himself a pastor. He's coming from a different end, but yet I had respect for what he was saying because even though he's coming from a total different corner, a total different that I had been embracing for a little while now. And hello in the live chat. It's good to see you. So when I just read his article, I thought, hey, you know, that is exactly what's taking place. And I'm the type of person, I don't really care for this individual because it's a lot of pride and boasting and self-centered and not really understanding the fullness of who he is. No, not even 10%. Because he has a European mom and a black dad whom he never seen. So it's almost like he despised not a black, but a melanated, uh, how would you say it, a Negro. His father is a Negro, and he don't feel comfortable with that. He don't like that idea because he have not ever seen his dad. But that also goes to say that mom had some heavy issues for him to grow up all these years, and he's going closer to his 40s, and you still haven't touched base with your blood father. Then you got some serious issues. You got some serious issues. um, and mom had some serious issues when she didn't give you that opportunity. You know how some moms pass away and you never know who your father was. She never left anything with you. Got to be one thing. But here it is, both you and your mom are living. This bring closure. But what I think this young man has done, he has totally denied his other side, which is his father's side, which he's I would say a Negro, but yet he embraced his mother's side, which is a European. So it's just really strange how people mindset, but yet he called himself a pastor. So I'm just going to read over this article in which he has posted, came up on my phone. And I said, and I just read it. And then I looked up and realized who it was, the individual that I don't really listen to. But I read it anyway. And I think it was meant for me to read it because it's truth in it. You know, it really has truth resting therein. Oh, yes, thank you. Uh, and I will say that it's interesting what he said, because just getting it this reading this from him, it just done something, make me see that even those who not walking strictly in any type of light can still see a pin needle of light. Okay. So and then I was listening to another young lady. She's a prophetess. She's been on here. I'm sure she's probably been on here about 8 years. I don't know how long she's been on here to tell you the truth, but I'm just assuming like 8 years or whatever. And she said something that just I embrace. She said something that I embrace. It's not often that I embrace everything that others are saying, but that which I do embrace, I do embrace. And I will call it something that's truth. I will call it to be something that's truth. But I'm just what gets me is that when she said it, I was like, so that's just about anybody that's walking in the light and speaking spirit and truth. I find it to be those who know their purpose and know their calling feels the way this lady was feeling, because I felt that way. I feel that way too, but it's like it almost, even listening to her and then knowing that that's identical to the way I see it, it's almost like we're just in it alone, because it's a topic that many people think that you're asking for something or you're trying to get something and you're trying to, how would I say it, drill something out of someone. Or I like the way she did it because she had the scriptures to so back it up and back it down to the point where I'm just like listening to her and I'm like, wait a minute, that is exactly what it says. So it's amazing how y'all might come to Sister Deborah in spirit and truth, in the spirit realm, in the wilderness, to where he can come to others in a way of where they are at, you see, and or either he can come to them through the scriptures, because this individual poured those verses out. And I said, that is exactly what those verses are saying. But it didn't take me to get the verses here. And that's what I think is kind of strange about Sister Deborah. I don't have to run and grip the verses and precepts and line. Things that the Father gives me, he gives it to me. And then if somebody come up and say, well, I know this or this is what it says, and I'll be like, yeah, that's the way the Father has given it unto me. So that's one way I myself embrace things that I hear others says, because it comes in one accord what the Spirit is teaching me through his Spirit. And I think that's neat. I think it's really neat. It just shows you that Yah has many forms and ways of revealing things to some. Some he comes this way, some he come this way, some he come this way. But don't get it wrong. Every way that he comes through are ways that he's trying to reveal truth. You see, it's not like he just said, okay, I'm gonna come this way to you and you this way to you. All of it comes into one. Okay, it all comes into one and it forms into one. Okay, so I'm going to go over this here article that this young man post. And I'm just going to read what he said. And this is, he calls himself a pastor. And his name again is Marcus Rogers. And when I pulled up my phone and turned it on, his message popped up. And I just read it. And it says, his name is Marcus Rogers. And he considered himself to be a pastor. This is what he said a day ago. He says, it's funny to me how there seems to be like a million prophets and pathetic people in the churches. He said it seems like there's a million prophets and pathetic, I think that's, yeah, people in the churches. But all they talk about is destiny, money, increase, going into the nations, but not about evil actually happening in the world. When I look at the prophets in the Bible and the prophets we have now, it is not the same. No, let me say that again. When I look at the prophets in the Bible that we have now, it's not the same thing at all. Now, see, he's experiencing, now he has a church and he has, probably every bit of 300, 400, maybe even more, 1,000 followers. Now, and he has his own building, his own church. Now, he's saying that there's a lot of prophets and pathetic people in the churches. He says somewhere that in the churches, there's a lot of teaching and preaching on destiny, money, increase, and going to nations, but not about evil and actually happening in the world. Now, what he's talking about, I've already seen that. That's also across the board. That's just not in the churches. That's across the board. On every platform, everybody's talking about everything outside of this wicked and evil that's going on. So I just decided to just embrace that it's going on. It's the fire is going to keep developing until more are burnt, and people like you and I see what actually is taking place, and it come before us, and that might have to happen. Where that's kind of sad, though. That's real sad. Where y'all has to might have to bring it before us, all the way up in our house for us to get it. All I say, Father, do what you have to do, that you know how to do, because you can do it up. You can do it up and you can do it down. Do your will for your name's sake. Because I believe that when the more we deny the things that is happening, we really deny him. So his thing is, okay, you keep turning that way. Okay, you can turn this way, but I'm going to get those same issues to face the way that you are turning. That's what I think he's going to do. I really think so. He's going to allow the wicked and evil to face the way we are turning. We think we can turn away from it as it has been prophesied that shall come to pass. And we think in turning away from it and having a blind eye and a deaf ear to it, when if I turn this way, I don't have to bother with that because it's this way. But I think what he's doing is he's going to turn it the way in which our eyes and our mind and our ears are pretty much geared to. That's what I believe he's going to do. And when it does that, that means it's coming all up in your bedroom. It's coming all at your dinner table. It's coming all up in your house. And I believe the Father has to do what he got to do. I think it has a great deal to do with many people are denying what is actually taking place today. And when I heard this young man say this, and I sit and I say, he said 1 million prophets and pathetic people in the churches. These are people who making you think that it's about prospering, it's about increase, and God is about to bless you. He's going to give you this church. And it's all about the nations, going to the nations and preaching and teaching. He's actually correct. That's what is really there. But he himself has that same heart. He can speak it, what he feels that's in the church, but he can't feel himself having that same mindset in increasing and getting and receiving from everybody, because he called himself to a pastoral position. You see? So somewhat he fall in the same category that he is speaking against, but he is correct. It's been in the church. It's been everywhere among the Hebrew Israelites. It's been among the Catholics. It's been among everything is what the Father told me to this morning in the dishwater. He said, Deborah, everything is clearly seen. We are in a time period where everything is clearly seen. That means that if Sister Deborah get on here and I say, the Father is letting me know, you say it because you're still in the race. But the truth be told, it's clearly seen. Only way you can't see it, if you keep turning a different angle, so your eyes can't see and your ears can't hear. But he said, it don't matter. Everything is clearly seen. And he said, in the days to come, it's coming through your front door and your back door. If it come through your front door, if it can't come as easy, it's coming through the back door. And if it can't come as easy to the both of them, it's coming through your windows. So he's saying, because people are in a denial that all these things are happening. Everybody wants to put everything going on in a black box, and Satan is just having his way. He enjoyed it all because he see everything is being put in a little black box, so no one won't speak about it, cover it, see what's happening, speak on it. Even when I walked up to the store today, and I was in the store, and I was like, look at all these people in this store. And guess what came to me? You got people on this devil platform, especially those who call themselves prophets and some prophetess. They on this devil platforms talking about zombies. The Father told me, you see all the ones you see? What can you see? And I shouldn't have looked at him like that, but I did, because I wanted him to know, don't come up on me. And I am not playing. Do not come up on me. This zombie thing, you guys, everybody looked, then followed, what's that movie called Walking Dead, for so long to where they can't see the zombies is already present. That present is there. The tribe of Judah is zombies, y'all. When you're gone here, you are strictly a zombie because you ain't got the mind. Only thing you don't see yet until they start doing these things. And I'm not just saying the tribe of Judah, but I'm speaking of zombies also. I'm saying the tribe of Judah because it's a great number of them. But there's all European, the Gentiles and heathens are out there zombie. Because he was showing me, he said, remember that guy you saw walk across the street? I think it was 2 days ago. And he was telling me about that guy, and I did. I remember which one he was talking, because in my mind I was saying, look at that guy. Looked like he went to college. It looks like he was once a professional person. Why? Because he still had that kind of that swag, but you can still see that zombie mentality in him now. It's not that Walt told the story, talking to himself, and the way he's moving about, and the way he don't care about his shoulders and his hands swinging, and how he's walking, clothes filthy. But you can look at this man and see that this man might have been to college at one time and might have some sort of professional field behind him. I've been seeing a lot of that amongst the Gentiles. I see a lot of that. And first thing I say is, okay, same thing, that zombie. So a lot of times we're looking for the zombie as the world has shown us through Walking Dead. It's going to get to that. But I think what people don't understand is that it's here already. It's here already. And that's another denial. It's another area where people are turning the opposite way. And I shouldn't have looked like that. I should not have looked like that. I was getting my bags out of the cart and I was preparing it. So my walk back to the house, and this one guy, he was coming down, and instant my spirit just wasn't pleased. And when I was getting my bag, he kept looking directly at me. And you know what I did? I stopped and I looked at him as if I wish you would come this way. And he went past me. But yet my feeling was still that he was dangerous, you guys. I still could feel that this man, and I sat, and as I was in the store, I watched all these not brothers, stop it, Deborah. All these Negro men coming into the store. No, pants all the way down to their knees, y'all. You hear me? Pants all the way down to their knees. Who told us that that's how we are to look and portray ourselves? You get what I'm saying? Anything Satan put out, anything the Gentiles and the heathens put out there for us, we grip that and make it our style. And we make it who we are. Same thing with our hair. Anything they say, we take on whatever they say. And a lot of you all don't know that they do. They take on, we as a people, quick to take on anything that they advertise, they put on the media, put on billboards. We go grabbing it and making it who we are. Even when you come down to dreadlocks. There are people with dreadlocks. Let me tell you something. If you see what that looks like, a lot of it is, I say 95% of it is not maintenance. It's not clean. Who told us that is us? But they took it on and they want to go on jobs like this here. Who told us when you wake up, your hair has to be all over the place and you going up to a job and say that that's your lifestyle of who you were, your culture? See, that's what I'm saying. We are a weak-minded people. We take on any and everything somebody say that is of us. But y'all say you got one life to live. And I didn't tell you to live it the way somebody tell you to live it. I told you to pick up and follow me. And how you do that, Yeshua HaMashiach came to show you how. Yeshua HaMashiach never told us about a special diet. He never told us how our hair is to be, how our dress code. Nobody never thought of that. Tell me one other person outside of Yeshua HaMashiach that we were told to follow. You won't even find a verse in none of the lost books where the Father said, look at this person and mimic them, follow them. We're supposed to see Christ. We're supposed to see him and follow him because he was showing us the way to the Father. But we have followed every rule and regulations that man has set for us to follow. And we have followed it and still have not followed Yeshua HaMashiach to the Father. Isn't that sad? But it is what it is. It is what it is. And that's why Sister Deborah say, if I wrap my hair, I wrap my hair. If I want to put on pants, I will put on the pants. If I want to go to my family because they're celebrating Christmas, don't mean I celebrate it. You think Yah is going to, is measuring who I am on the outside, or is he measuring who I am on the inside? Am I lost on the outside, or am I lost on the inside? He said, flesh under the subjection to the spirit. Seek ye the kingdom, and all shall be added unto thee. Letting you know that there's a closer walk that you need to walk. And that is the spiritual walk of Yeshua HaMashiach, showing us the walk on the earth so we can please a heavenly Father. We never mimic him. And I noticed that. And I'm going to tell y'all probably think I'm crazy. When I was young, that's all I would think about. Oh, following Christ. Reading how he walked, how he talked, how he dealt. And I was questioning things like the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Parables, understanding the parables and the word, stuff like that. I told y'all, I questioned everything. And I just thank the Father for having me to be like that, because that's how I found out spirit and truth. Is I asked the question, no man on the earth. And the Father say, I tell you what, I'm going to be there. I'm signing you up for the class. I'm going to teach you. Because I did. Do you all understand Sister Deborah wanting to know? She wanted to know truth. It was something that I embraced. I didn't want to just walk around and just believe what somebody else say. And was I in the church every chance I got, even when I was a little girl? Give me somebody. Can I go to somebody's church? You see, I always wanted to find myself in a place, even though the place was in me. Yet, as a child, I wanted to be in the building where I can hear somebody talking about this creator that was living in me. And I look back at it now and I think, how can I go turn away from all that? How, as a young child, knowing that he was communicating with me then, and now why would I want to do anything outside of keep walking in a direction in which he is showing me the light? I don't see myself wanting anything outside of that. Matter of fact, I couldn't even embrace it. I couldn't even embrace anything outside of that. Okay. And as we are here today, and I'm gonna tell you, somebody else said something today that blew my mind, that they said it, because I'm like, so true. And that is about how almost like everybody wants to die. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. But it was more so this individual was speaking on a level where people are not wanting and not embracing anything that caused them to be uncomfortable. Okay. And they were saying, I think it was the prophetess I was listening to. I think she was saying it. I think that was her who said that, that no one wants to embrace it. But what she was saying was blowing my mind, because it always been in the biblical instructions, what she was saying. See, she didn't have to show me. She could speak it, and I heard it. I heard it through what I've read, and then I also heard it through the Ruach HaKodesh teaching. And what she was saying is that people who don't follow the righteous ones that are here to serve, that you're to turn away from them. You're to not give them food. You're to not talk to these people. But the way she was doing it, she was pulling up the verses, and the verses was nailing it. And I was like, wow. Because it didn't take me to know the verses. It didn't take me to understand what she was saying. I already knew what she was saying I already have embraced that. And that's also a connection that I have had for quite some time. And that connection is giving a plate full of food to a fleshly body. You're giving so much spirit and truth. You're giving all this light, and you're piling it on a plate. And here this flesh with this plate before it, and it can't even digest the spiritual food in which you have put before. Now that's how I would give it, because I have to, I don't have to, but I found it to be a good thing to give people parables. She was bringing it out in the word. She was giving it out of the instructions and directions, and how and why Yah is saying it. So not only was she's giving it out of instructions and direction, she was giving it to you in truth. Because what she's saying is that throughout time, and I think it's based on all of her experience. I think it's based on she can't seem to get people to follow her and accept what she's teaching, nor her judgment. She forever, putting out judgment. But that is a prophetess job. That's her calling from Yah, not from man. But her judgment is constant. I mean, I've been on here 5 years, and hers is just constant. Judging. With Sister Deborah, I do hold the judgment, but I hold it a little bit different. You see, I wait on Yah to reveal things to me. He would say, go back to your live. He would say, go back to your live chat. And I get to the live chat. He said, I want you to stroll from this section on down and just listen. Now, tell me what you can discern. Discern just from the live chat, you guys. And that's the way he comes to me, and he deals with me and letting me know who's who and what's what. But with her, she's in Israel, Jerusalem or Israel, somewhere over there. She gets a lot of people from the United States and bring them there. But when they say they want to escape the United States, but they get over there and they be the opposite, or they doing things against her. They doing things to come in to rule. So she's in constant judging. I mean, heavily. Sometimes it's good to hear, and then other times I said, oh no, I can't deal with that. Too much judgment. And that's probably why, because she's not judging me. But I'm just saying she's judging others. But somewhere I feel that her calling is a good calling, but she has to learn to seek more of the discerning spirit from Yah, and be more quick to hear and slow to speak. Because that hearing, you can hear the Ruach teach you and tell you who's who and what's what. Just like I said he do to me. He'll tell me, you guys, the whole live chat, I don't even read the live chat. Like now, I might every now and then, unless everybody, I'm asking questions, I'm sharing it. But a lot of times I don't read the live chat. But the spirit, he'll say, go back and I need you to read this. And I go back in there and I said, okay. And he said, now what can you learn from this? What do you see? Can you get it? You see what I'm saying? So people think that Yah is, that people thinking that they don't know. I ain't gonna say what they thinking. People don't understand that Yah true servants can know you without you really, they know you. Yah got all kind of ways. His true servants. I ain't talking about everybody who say who they are. I'm talking about Yah true servants, which doesn't get the credit at all, but they got the gifts and the power. Okay? But they don't get the credit, which it was back in the biblical days when they walked back in the days of old. Same thing. They had it. They had what it took and it take, but the people never knew the severity of their calling nor their purpose. So what did they do? They killed them, stoned them, murdered them. That's what they did. And that's because they were the true servants of the Most High Yah. In this day, I just thank the Father for them not even listening to Sister Deborah. You see what I'm saying? Not even tuning in. Because I truly believe the narrow gate is where it's at. Don't care what nobody say. The narrow gate is the way. And it's going to always be the way because it's said over and over. That is the way. And you think about 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 of the multitude. Then you look over here and see when all Yah gave Yeshua for all that time was 12. Wait a minute. And one of them was bent. 12 versus 3, 4, 5, 6,000. That shows you that too. It's not the numbers of the numbers in many. It's the less and the least. Another thing she did, she said something that I have spoke about several times. She said something about a lot, and it got me too, and it did get me because I said, that's what I'm talking about, sister. Tell them people spirit and truth. Tell them people the spirit. And she said, a lot of people don't understand the trip from when we come out of here, when y'all take us, everybody thinking they just going over there to the promised land. She seems to believe, like I said, and I believe it because that's what the Ruach gives me, is that the journey itself is going to be one. Mm-hmm. Yep. And there's going to be some that's going to come out, but they also going to fall by the wayside. It's going to be a lot of chaos. I really believe without a doubt, because he said you coming in cursed. That means you was cursed before you come in. So you coming in already cursed and you leaving cursed. So he said coming in and going out. See, and that's what you don't hear. The teachers, the pastors, the bishops, the seers, the watchmen, the moorings. You don't hear priests. You don't hear nobody talking about that. Nobody won't cover spirit and truth. They want to come around the corner and give you something that makes your flesh feel good. But the truth be told, when she said that, I said, see there? And she bumped it up against what she could discern from the me in the wilderness. You see? So I'm listening to her, and this was today. And I see and I identify exactly what she's saying. It matches up. So what I'm saying is that lead me to also understand that when everything is said and done, it's still going to go the way the servants of the Most High Yah said that it would. It ain't going to go the way these priests, these bishops, these pastors, these seers, these watchmen. It's not going to go the way they said. That is not found in this book. It's not going to go their way. It's going to go the way of the servants of the Most High Yah. She calls the servants, back in the days, they were called priests. She calls the servants today. They are the same. The priests of yesterday are the prophet and the apostles today. That's who the apostles were. They were priests and they were prophets. Those are what she's saying today. That is what you could say that is the priests or the prophets and the apostle today. They're both. Either or both. The men can be both. So what I'm saying is this. I agree with that because I don't see too many prophets nor prophetess. You don't hear of them. Because how I can hear of them? How do you think I can hear of them? When they speak in spirit and truth. And if they're not speaking spirit and truth, they are not who they have portrayed to be, whether it's been 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Say, for instance, they got 1 million followers. It doesn't make no difference how many you have. He have sons, those that serves him down here to be able to tell who is who and what's what. Those are the ones that people don't hear and take heed to. They don't turn an eye to see nor ear to hear. They turn and to see the false prophets and the false teachers and those who are out there to deceive. They turn quickly that way, and they don't turn to the direction of the servants of the Most High Yah. So a lot of things she said, I can agree with it. One thing about this lady, I never was one to sit and look at her whole, because it's so long, and I don't follow everything that one says. I don't agree with everything one says, but I can say today, she put out some good confirmation, because when I heard her say it, I said, "You got that right, sister. That was taught to me in the wilderness." So I'm just saying. So she is saying things that have been taught to me, So I do thank the Most High, because it's confirmation, And even when she was talking about how and in Malachi, where it says, "How do a man rob Yah? Can a man rob Yah?" He said, "You have already robbed me." He said, "How have thou robbed thee?" He said, "In tithes and in offering." And she was connecting that to those that serve Yah. It's connected to only the ones that serve Yah. It's the way she said. And I was like listening, and I said, you know what? I see that a little bit different, but yet they side by side. I see it different than the way, not see it. Let me not say that. I understand it different, but you can tell what she's saying, and the way that the Father has given it to me to understand it is hand in hand. So it runs under truth. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter how different she's saying it and how Sister Deborah gets hers from the wilderness. It doesn't matter. Does it line up in my truth, Deborah? Yes. So that's how I embrace that part. And a lot, not only just that part, she went real deep. So because it made, when I'm coming to you all, I'm coming to you all based on that voice that comes to me. That voice comes to me. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Last night woke me up twice. Last night it woke me up twice. But the reason why I was awakened, and I went into praying. That's what happens. Just imagine you sleep and you wake up and begin to pray. All of a sudden, next thing you know, you sleep. You go back down. I don't know how many hours later, but it was still like in the early midnight morning, not midnight, but early morning. Still dark outside. I woke up again and went into prayer. But guess what that prayer was, you guys? That prayer was so deep, but yet kind of feeling a little frightening. And this is to say that that's where we're at today. It requires some prayer. It requires some prayer. You see, so I know a lot of us thinking that we got it so good on this earth. Let me tell y'all, it requires some prayer. Let me tell you another thing I did today. I walked almost a mile. Say going and coming should have been a good mile. And I wanted to do a video, but my phone cut off. I did it, but my phone cut off. So I was like, why did this phone cut off? Now, I didn't like the idea that it cut off. But in my walk I was talking to the Most High Yah in the walk. And I was asking him, why? Why this? Why that? Why this? I have seen this continue throughout my life. Why is this needed? Thou knoweth me and knew me before the foundation of the world. Why must I keep this same route? Father Yah, I have and fully embrace my daily bread. He knows I have, y'all. That's all that's important to me. He knows exactly what I'm saying. And I began to cry. And then at the same time, my tears just held back. I cried a moment, and my tears just held back to allow me to keep talking to him. Even coming back, I said, this is just, it's no purpose for this, Father. It's no, and I couldn't as a mother, as a female, as a prophetess, I couldn't see. It didn't make sense, you guys. Have you ever gotten to a point where some things that seem to be spiritual just don't make no sense, but you're trying to make sense of it? Well, that's where I was today. I was trying to, I said, this don't make sense, Father. This just doesn't make any sense. And I began to kind of cry out to him. And now I wasn't bawling and carrying on, because he already told me years ago, your tears is like icicles, so you can freeze it. Why? Why would Yah tell his prophetess your tears are like icicles? Anybody in the live chat? Why would Yah tell his prophetess your tears is like, your tears are like icicles? Do you all know? Let me tell you, I know you probably wouldn't. It's because he's letting you know those tears come from the flesh. You see? Don't let those tears confuse the spirit. Your spirit. Because it don't move my spirit. That's what he's saying. You know, when you're dealing with me, you're dealing in the spirit realm. So freeze those fleshly tears, because they ain't no part. You can't use those. So freeze them. They like icicles. I don't see you. So that's why I was saying was teary-eyed, then I puffed back up, and then I got teary-eyed again. And the reason why I was getting teary-eyed is because I felt that I was going before the throne. I felt that I was going before the throne, and that I was going to get him to hear me. Because this is just to me, just don't make no sense. You see? And still yet, he has not given me the closure. That long walk, he still have not given me the closure. But I can truly say this, that it leads me to an area of where the struggle for others is real. If I am the prophetess in the wilderness, and I feel that thing, not only do I feel it, I have owned that thing. Therefore, what is it really like for those who can't see this thing in the spiritual realm, have not owned this thing? What is it really like for them? And to me, that's a dangerous thing, because for me, I can be comforted by the Most High's bosom. I can go there and lay my head on his bosom and I'll be all right. He will comfort me from the inside out. But those who don't have that relationship with him, don't have that intimacy with this creator, they're up mess creek. You see? And what I am starting to really grip is that people have and are becoming very numb to what is taking place and what is happening, to where when you get to that point where you're numb and nothing affects you, nothing you can see that's going on, nothing that you hear means anything, that means you're a lost spirit before you even judged. You already lost. Because that's what you see today. Say, for instance, they come out. Let's set an example. If they come out right now and say everybody has to take the V again, I believe in this world today, in spite of what they've heard, how many died and what it is, I believe you would probably get 80% of the population that would go out and take their for. Anything this world tell them to do around about now, they will run to it. I mean, every Republican and every Democrat, everybody would run out and do whatever the power that that's ruling this country and others. I think it's the Roman Catholics. Whatever they say, people do it with no doubt about it. With no doubt about it. That's where we at today, y'all. Y'all might not believe that. I think so. I know so, without a doubt. So a lot of things people are telling us on these platforms is pretty much telling us things to just get us to view their pages. They telling you stuff just to get you to tune in to their pages. And I'm gonna show you what they're doing now. They're doing all this on their pages. This is showing you that they're buying you through what you see. And they're also, and I'm gonna show you something. I never thought to even detach myself to it. They're laboring, they are titling their videos to make it draw you in. And a lot of times it becomes something that's not even balancing what the title is. It's not even covering what the title is. Everybody is doing all kind of sick things to get people. They'll pull up this Bible just like this here. And they'll put this Bible right here, just like this. And when you go to their page, they're talking about Satan. And they talk about how it's nice to have a lot of snakes. I don't see nothing wrong with it. They can be a man's best friend. I'm just showing you. But the first thing, their page is to show you this. I'm just trying to show you how they are fully deceiving people on these platforms. Or they'll put a topic that just you've been waiting for, or that you might delight in, or you might be triggered by. They'll do that too. Anything to get people to draw in to what they're saying. So that's what's feeding people today. That's what's doing it up and doing it down for many. So they're believing all the lies, all the things that's actually taking place. Now, as a little girl, I used to hear all the time about how they was building this ship. And they even had a couple of movies out back then when I was young about building a ship so they could go into space. So when all this chaos kick up, they can all go to a part up in space somewhere where they can breathe, they can eat, they can get water and reside. They're still in that making. They're still trying. Why? Because they're trying to make everything that my father have said a lie. You see, they trying to outbeat him at what he does best for his name's sake and his will. And he's allowing them to use their best right hand and their best left hand because he already seen the end. The end is his victory. It's them just deceiving people. You see a lot of videos and people they have turned down their jobs to come on these platforms and said they want to do the work of Yah or the work of Jesus Christ or the work of God. And they get on here and they get numbers of people to support them and to be like and subscribe, but they wasn't called for any position in the body of Christ. They just people who found a way to come into where we're at today, which is the last hour, to deceive. And another thing, you guys, we have to separate some things because a lot of people, and even I would say, even among the so-called Hebrew awakening, a lot of them don't understand. You got to separate Yeshua coming to get what he is from the promised land. A lot of people are looking at the end days to be when Yeshua HaMashiach comes. Baby, let me tell you something. Your end days can't be that day. I want to tell you right now. Your end days cannot be that end day. You see? your end days. And I think that's kind of sad, because a lot of people thinking that, not, I ain't gonna say what they thinking. Let me not say that. But I believe they get the two confused. We are in the end days of all the chaos that's taking place. You know how they talk about in Matthew 24, okay? And it's telling you all the chaos that's going to take place. And then it drops down that, and then the gospel shall be preached to all nations, meaning the power as a witness. What is it you're going to witness? You're going to witness that power. You see what I'm saying? You're going to witness something. And then the Son of Man. See, that's what I'm saying. So where we're in those dark days of tribulation. I say Jacob troubles. Hard times. And we're thinking that, hey, we got time and it ain't gonna be that bad, or it ain't that serious. Oh, well, Yeshua's coming for us. Baby, let me tell you, he's not coming for you. He's not coming. Deuteronomy has that. Deuteronomy 28, that end game has to be fully. And it's fully now. But the judgment of Yah is now taking place. And then it's going to be him coming to take what is his out. And even like that lady, that other prophetess said, I am 100 on agreement. I think I spoke of it a couple of days ago. It is not going to be where you're here and you're now bam in the promised land. No, because when you almost there, don't forget, there's going to be others that's going to join and help you. They're going to take your children on their shoulders. They're going to help you, because you're going to be worn and torn. Well, from what? Your journey. From your journey, that they're going to come help, because that's how worn and torn you're going to be. So I'm saying to you all, we're being taught a lot of things that we're expecting to be this way. And it's not going to pan out that way, you guys. It's going to pan out like the Father has given to his servant to try to warn his, as he always did back in the beginning, all the way up until now. He always sent his servants to warn you all. The servants to warn you is not going to be the one everybody is following, everybody is liking, everybody is hearing, because that is Satan's lane. And it's taking people to be deceived so they can walk strictly in the gate that is broad. And what does it say about it? Full of destruction. That cannot be the narrow gate. That cannot be the way. And the way is spiritual. I think everything that Yah did and have done, if we do not detach it to spirit and truth, and we just attach it to what we understand in the flesh, and we make it flesh, then we have lost anything that exists in the light or in spirit and truth. Because he is the light. And he's going to lead the light. But he's not going to lead your flesh. Your flesh is not the light. Your spirit is the light. And he is a spirit. He leads us and guides us. And we're pretty much thinking that it's going to be more so the flesh. And this is why Deuteronomy 28 end game don't sound so bad. When you begin to teach that Deuteronomy end game, you begin to say, wow, shalom, shalom. You begin to say, wow, wait a minute. This is spiritual. See? And all that time, you're learning it in the flesh, but it's spiritual. You see, because what they're doing is, and you don't hear them talking about it, and it's okay. People cannot talk spirit and truth if they have not been given that which is spirit and truth. You see, they can only give you what they have seen and believe, what they have heard and believe out of the flesh. But when you come over in the spiritual realm, you can see Deuteronomy 28 being, oh, that's okay. That's good and dandy. Because like I told you, the moment Yah has brought his judgment to a halt, then that's when he's going to grab his and take them out. But you're going to still be cursed. You're going to still have those who doing things to you, even in amongst your own tribe. Why? Because see, you didn't really believe who your people really were while you were in captivity. See, because what their goal is to make you think that they're angels from heavens and they're goody. We are perfect and everybody in this world is bothering us because we are. Y'all said that is one of the worstest stories on the face of the earth. That's when we as a people never owned up and we looked to him and said, you's a lie. We ain't done nothing. We are the people. We are the children. We are the true Jews. And what are you saying? You're saying, Yahuwah, you's a liar. And they can't even see that. To me, when you can't see that that's what you're saying and that's what you're doing, you're gone already. So Sister Deborah tell you today, 100% gone. So when I see today, I seen several brothers in between 30 and probably 30 and 40 walking the streets, pants down, walking strictly like zombies. A lot, and that's not something that you see. What I mean is, you go into the community where our people are at, you see it. A lot of it. You go in different areas where there's half and half, you see a lot of it. But you go in the area where there's not too many of us and you still see them, that letting you know they gone. And I know that to be gone here, meaning he's coming to get us out of here. That's what I understand in the spirit of truth of the whole matter. That means that they ain't got sense to even hold up. Let me get down there and get mine. Let me get what's mine. Let me get off of this throne and get down there. Move out the way, Deborah. Let me get down there to get what's mine, what belonged to me. Why? Because all of it's gone, Deborah. All gone. So to deny it, and that's what many of them are doing. They rather get on these devil platforms and justify and clarify what Europeans are saying, what Europeans are thinking, what Europeans are feeling, and put it on their page to make you think, see, he said they doing us wrong. He said, she said they doing us wrong. They agree that they doing us wrong. What sense does that make? What does that say? You deny the Deuteronomy 28, the curse itself. And I don't think it's a good thing to deny the curse, y'all. I really don't. To me, to deny the curse, I couldn't see you going in to the promised land because you didn't understand the land you was on. You didn't understand the purpose nor the land that you was on. And now you gone. You see? So y'all see? Let me explain something to you. You remember I was telling you the other day of how in Ezekiel 36, he gonna clean you up and smear you and straighten you out. Then he gonna, after a while, he gonna make you remember all your evil ways. See? He knows what Sister Deborah is saying is so spirit and truth that in Deuteronomy, they're gonna be gone. Man-wise. But when he cleans you up on the other side, he's still gonna bring that mind back to you. You see what I'm saying? He's still gonna bring it back. So that's all Sister Deborah is saying. It's gone, baby. It's gone. And I know as a prophet is in the wilderness, when it gone to a certain level in Ahaya, not in Sister Deborah, he's gonna reach way down. Get up, snatch us out of here. You see? Because at that level, he has already put judgment upon our men and upon our women. He has already stricken their judgment. Many of them going to die. Many going to die. And you know what? Come to think of it again. Let me go back to this prophetess. In her message, she even spoke of the 1/3, and she spoke of the 2/3, but she spoke of the 1/3. She said, in the 1/3, don't even understand. By the time you get over to the wilderness, it ain't gonna be 1/3. I'm agreeing with her. I try to tell y'all. See, the difference in the way she's doing it and a different way I'm doing it is she's rapping verses and and understanding it as the mission. I'm understanding it in the wilderness through the Ruach, the teaching. But yet in all, we're going in it like this here, the same way. You see? So I understood what she said. See, he said what? In all your getting, get understanding. And that's what Sister Deborah, I understand her conclusion of that, because that's true. I'm trying to get y'all to understand that it's nothing so, how would I say it, bad about being gone here in Deuteronomy 28. Because when you realize once you gone here, then the part of you, which is your spirit that loves your Most High, that cares about Most High, it perks up and gets you out of here when he swooped you up. You see? So when he swooped you up, people don't realize that that does not take away. And even he said it. It does not clear, that's what it says, your guilt. You see? That's showing you, wait a minute, Father, y'all. You're gonna get me way over there. And you let me show you what I mean. You know what, you guys? I think that's why it's so important for us not to be so divided, because all of us have many people have a purpose, and those that walk in spirit and truth need to come into oneness, because in spite of whatever is going on, even where one is weak, the other one can make them strong. You see, in understanding. Okay. Instead of just thinking, okay, now it's only my way or no way, or it's my understanding and my understanding not. I mean, my understanding only. It shouldn't be like that at all, So this is the problem I have, is if you got a calling on your life and Yah has called you to a position, do your part, but don't come in and control somebody else's part. And the moment they don't say it the way you say it, then you start to express what you think and what you feel. Just like this lady here. I embrace what she's saying, because he said, in all your getting, get understanding. And the way that I'm taught in the wilderness is a little bit different than the way she's taught. But it seems like we're coming to the same point. You see what I'm saying? And that's more important than anything, because what? Truth is coming to the error, to the point. You see what I'm saying? And that's more important than anything. Now, in Ezekiel 36, now this is what's confusing. Watch this here. And this is going to make you think about Deuteronomy 28. And you all need to go back there and see the end game of it. Not the beginning, but the end. Okay. And it starts, I think, we'll get there. But in Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 25, we went over this the other day. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you. And when would he do this? Listen to this. Go back to 24. Ezekiel chapter 36 and 24. For I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of the countries. This lets you know that you don't have to run in certain areas, you guys. You don't have to be a place that you're safe and that you feel that is a safe zone. Yah said, no matter where you go, it's not a safe zone for you until I take you out of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Until I take you out of it. Sister Deborah's ideal of getting land, and this is me. My ideal of getting land were to buy land to build tiny houses, homes, and we that are there, we're going to make everything strictly about him. It's not going to be about the world and just strictly about him. What I see today is families getting land and making it all about them. We get pastors making land and it's all about them. If you don't believe what I believe and do the things that I say, you don't submit to your husband, you don't do this, you're out of here. You see? So the people get there and then they don't like to be in that Jim Jones control and they leave. And they always got to speak negative because they getting in a situation where they didn't know it was like that, where they give up everything of who they, even their identity and who they are. The women don't have health care on there. They don't have dental. They don't have anything. They just got a man like Jim Jones leading and guiding them. Okay. Now, this is what happens. In Ezekiel 36, listen to what he says. For I will take you from among the heathens. Did he tell you to follow a pastor from among the heathens? Did he tell you to get your family and go out in the land? Come on now. I'm telling you. Why? Because he know it's not about him when they do that. It's about outbeating him at the punch. Now, like I said, I will go. I don't care if it's nothing out there. I'll lay down on that ground and look in the sky. My kids said, Mama, but you know what? Snakes will be all around you. I don't care. They won't be able to bite me because that's my mental state of mind. Ain't nothing in this world to look at. Ain't nothing in this world to look at. Everything is ugly. So I'd rather look to the sky all day and all night because there ain't nothing on this earth worth looking at, nor out in open field. Okay? Now listen to this, y'all. This is very powerful. Ezekiel 36, for I will take you from among the heathens. You mean you're going to take us, or we need to go hiding out in the woods or whatever? It's nothing wrong with doing that. But you got to be strictly about Yah. Not you and your family. You want to put rules and regulations on people to run their whole life. You want to be over all their financial. No, ain't nobody going to be over nobody financial. If I had to get out in the middle of a hole, I'm not going to be over nobody land. I'm not going to be over nobody financial. Why would you mentally want to be over all that? Because you want that power. You want that authority. All I want to be is my father's prophetess, his servant. I don't need to be over everybody and they financing and what to build and what. No. But this is showing you these are not people that's sincere about the Most High Yah. Because they don't make it about him. They make it about them, especially those who got families. They definitely ain't going to make it. This is young girl and this young man. And they just really blossom. They so sweet. They are so sweet. But I notice they always be reading their Bible and they always say it's about God. I'm like, it's about God. As long as everything is about God, as long as everything is going your way and you having everything and you studying blessed and blessed and blessed. But what are you putting out? As you got all this coming in, what is actually going out to help someone or to be about someone else? Where is the treasures that you're building for the heaven on your land? Where's the treasures? It's always about God. And they some beautiful people. But this is where you have to really also be cautious because Yah is not going to send you out to go get 20 acres to be about you and yours. That's what people don't get. He's not going to send you out there to be in control of everybody's income so that you can build and get credit for it. So you can plant and get credit for it. So you can be looked at as up here and they down here. You see, that is not of Yah. And that's where you see things of people and they're preparing. Oh, we preparing guns. We teaching everybody how to shoot. What? Wait a minute, hold up. Don't you think that Yah the one gave you this? Why would he want you to get ready for battle if he the one gave it to you? Who come to take it? You see what I'm saying? People don't realize every battle that has been fought since Genesis all the way up until now, Yah still was the right hand and the stretched out arm. And that's what I say, he don't get the credit nor the glory for nothing. He just don't get it. Okay. So in Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 24, it says, for I will take you from among the heathens and gather you out of all the countries and bring you into your own land. He's letting you know no matter where you at, I'm going to do these things. I'm bringing you out. Okay. You notice he's not talking about nothing outside of getting what's his. I'm taking you out. And he's almost like saying, look, come on here. In a sense, letting you know, I run this. He said, I scattered you. I'm going to bring you, pick you up, and I'm going to bring you out. But this is what's very something powerful. In verse 25, it says, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness and from all your idols, which I cleanse you. Cleanse you. See, he's going to cleanse you. But he said after he bring you to your own land. But you got to get there. And that's what a lot of people don't think about. Wait a minute, you got to get to your own land. You see? So what's the deal when we come out of here? How are we going to get there? He could have swooped the house of Israel strictly out of the bondage of Pharaoh straight to the promised land. He didn't do it like that. He had to show up and show out. Y'all had to show up and show out. What did he do? He did a lot of things. He did a lot of things in the heavens, and he did a lot of things on the earth. That's to show you his power. But here we coming out of here thinking that he's going to say, swoop from one, bring you up, and swoop you to the promised land. He could if that's what he wanted to do. But I think that since we came in cursed and we leaving out cursed, we got some serious issues because the curse still on us until he get us where he's about to clean us there on the promised land. He's not going to clean us until we get there on the promised land. And then in verse 26, Ezekiel 36 and 26, a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. That heart goes with the spirit. See, a lot of people don't know you got two hearts. You got a spiritual heart and you got a natural heart. You got a spiritual mind, you got a natural mind. Okay? So he's giving you here a new heart also I give you, and a new spirit will I put in you. And I will take away that stony heart. Look here, that stony heart out of your flesh. So that stony heart out of your flesh means a fleshly heart. Okay, watch this here. That's the only thing can be stony. Okay, and I will give you a heart of flesh. So not only is he going to give you a spiritual heart for the spiritual and a new spirit, he's going to give you a fleshly heart as well. He's going to clean that nasty flesh up. Okay. Now, watch this here in verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to what? Cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgment and do them. How you going to do that? How you going to keep his judgment? Because he's going to put his spirit in you. His spirit. Ha! Hallelujah. That sounds like the Ruach HaKodesh to me. All right. Now watch this here. Verse 28. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your Yah. This is once we are over there on the land, is he going to do all of that? What's happening before we get there? That's what we need to understand. Now watch this here. As you drop down to verse 31, then shall ye remember your own evil ways. Why? Because he never tampered with the mind. So all of that chaos that is still in there. But he's going to cause it to bring forth so it can bring shame, repentance, and guilt. Listen to what he said in 31. Then shall ye remember your own evil ways, not somebody else's evil ways. Oh, my mother did this, my daddy did this, my sister did this, my sister brother did this. No, he said your own evil ways. So you're going to be able to see your own evil ways and your doings that were not good. You're going to see those things. Now watch this here. And shall lock yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and your abomination. When he said abomination, I was like, oh man, I better watch yourself. telling people who's who and what's what, because he's saying even about and for your abominations, he's bringing you to, let's see what he's bringing you. Verse 32. Not for your sake do I this, said Yah. Be it known unto you, be shamed, confound for your own ways, O house of Israel. And it's not for your sake, because you don't give a rat's behind. But I want you to be confounded and shamed. I want you to feel that thing. What Sister Deborah tell you. Feel that thing. That's what he said. Now, why would this Father, the creator of all things, clean you up that clean, putting you a new spirit and a new heart, just as time go on, cause you to feel that thing? See, you see, when Sister Deborah telling y'all, feel that thing, it ain't nothing wrong with feeling that thing. That feeling that thing brings you to true repentance. Did y'all know that? It brings you to true shame and guilt. Now here he telling you the same thing. In 31, then shall ye remember your own evil ways. Feel that thing. And what else? And your doings are not good, and ye shall lock yourselves in your own sight for your iniquity and for your abomination. Feel that thing. That's all he's saying, y'all. I think that's beautiful. Because he's saying the same thing Sister Deborah telling y'all right now. Feel that curse. Salute that thing. Feel that thing. Own that thing. And when you do, guess what? These things you're not going to be caught up in. But because so many are doing things and they don't feel it, they don't see it, they don't see nothing wrong with it. But guess what? He handpicked his. And don't think he handpicked it not knowing what he was picking. He was picking the ones that he already branded. He was picking the ones that he had already branded. You see? A lot of us really don't get it, and a lot of us won't get it. It's because where our state of minds are at. But on the other side, you'll get it. But I will not say to you that you will be the 1/3. It's not for Sister Deborah to say. It's not for Sister Deborah to say. But I will say that I like that Ezekiel 36 and 31 and 32, because that's exactly what Sister Deborah say to y'all all the time. Own that thing. And here go the Most High, the Creator, just nailed it the same way. I clinked your tails up, but all I wanted was for you to own that thing. You see? Now is that see y'all don't get it. And that's what gets me when I see these men wanting to be kings and leaders and rulers and wanting women to be submissive. Those are people who won't be chosen. Because those that Yah is connecting as dry bones and bringing them up, let me tell you something. Those men are going to be men of war and non-tolerant and of Yah's heart. That's why he's bringing them up. And he's taking them over there to the promised land. So I don't know what these men get to thinking, oh, we're going to have 7 women to 1, baby, please. You bent. You don't know about what Ezekiel is talking about 36 when y'all telling us how he's going to swoop us up. Because when you go back onto the back end of Ezekiel 36, he telling you how he going to increase in men. So where are you going to get your 7 women to 1 woman? 7 men to 1 woman? You missed it. You all going to be dead. Our brothers, our sons, our fathers, our mighty men, they're going to die. Because there's going to be a war somewhere where y'all going to let them be taken away. And that's why I say these men don't even understand the game they playing on the battlefield of this oppressive land. You ain't got no business preparing to battle. Where show me anybody, show me that in Deuteronomy 28, where you're supposed to prepare to battle with the heathens and Gentiles. Show me that. You ain't gonna find it. But you couldn't get them to believe that. You couldn't get them. Oh, they'll give you every scripture showing you who defeated and who had a sword, and they'll get everything. But those same people they talking about they can get, that said they killed and they had this weapon and this, they wasn't in captivity due to a curse of disobedience, stiff neck, and rebellion. See, they don't get it, and they're not going to. And that's why I say that it's a sad thing, but it's okay, because this is what we're looking for. We're looking for him to bring us out. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be over until we get to the other side. So the way he's going to bring us out, I don't even care. It doesn't matter, but that we get out, and I don't think it's going to be a matter of I want to go when I don't want to go, or I don't want to go. Oh, I want to go. No, it's not going to be like that. He got his already handpicked. How did he handpick that, Deborah? With his right hand. In case you didn't know nothing about the right hand. That's his power. He got his own picked. He knows who's who and what's what. He don't need us to pick ourselves or to get ready for him. He got the day and the hour and the minute in which he's going to do what he do. He's going to swoop the coop on us, get us out. But I believe there's too much judgment and suffering that's still yet before us until the end. I really do. I really do. I really do. And by us being destroyed mentally, he don't have to wait for us to be destroyed any further than that, because it's going to get worse. So he's just going to get his out. Hey, you not crazy, but you going here anyway. But I got you on the rebound in the spirit. And that's why he's turning around, putting a new spirit and everything in you. Okay? Because he got you marked here. You see? You getting up out of here. Yes, you getting up out of here. So that's another thing that also many should look when you're praying to him. You think of him in the way that he's going to deliver you out of here. Not in the way that, they doing it, they doing that. Yeah, they doing it, and it ain't going to change. And do this stuff that I'm seeing, y'all, it is off the chain. And he already let me know it's going to be worse than that. It's going to be worse. And like I said, a lot of people talking about zombies. Baby, if you ain't seeing these men out on these streets, and you got some women too, and I'm going to tell you something, it's not just us, it's them. Strictly zombies. The system then gave them all kind of drugs that put stuff in this weed that they okay, and they doing everything. They even gave them so many ways to make guns. Didn't y'all see them making them guns from the internet? They even showing you how you make guns. The man girl, I think, on the Dunkin' Donuts, I heard that gun was a one of those handmade guns. And I sat back, and they have the audacity to have a program on YouTube. I had never seen that before. When I was like, look at them guns they making. They get all the parts all over, all different places of the world to make these guns. How you saying it's against the law, but yet you letting these heathens make all these guns? These Europeans getting all these parts, making all them guns. Because the whole idea was what Yeshua said to the disciples: nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You suffer to see the skinhead fighting the KKK. You something to see the white supremacists fighting the skinheads. I'm serious. For us, we already killing each other. So that's already been done. That's why they standing to the wayside watching us delete each other. And we standing around saying, woo! Woo! Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? Guess what? Until they come up in our house, and then we wonder what's going on. And when Sister Deborah said come up in your house, I really mean that, you guys. Because these guys that's out here, they coming up in your house, baby. And if they ain't, and guess what? People out in the woods, they coming up on YouTube. Because y'all is sending a sign that if you think for 1 minute you can escape the curse itself, I got to give you a taste of being serious about what I suffered to come to pass. Because I believe a lot of them think they're going to escape a lot of stuff. Oh, this ain't gonna happen to me. This ain't gonna, we away from the city. We are away from the inner city and the suburb. We all like, no, baby. And it's a lot of stuff. This one white lady was talking about it, and I just saw today, this one guy said, it's a sad thing how they're putting stuff in our sky. Look, Sister Deborah was telling y'all about that last summer. They've been doing that. And then I heard this lady, she was complaining, a white lady. She was complaining about it years ago, telling the people, when y'all see those signs and them lines in the sky, that's them putting biochemical or chemicals in the sky. Cancerous and all this. She was, that lady, she nailed it. And I was like, look at here. The people still wouldn't look at her. People wouldn't take heed to what that lady was saying. I know they wouldn't. Because when you come down to telling you something that prepare you for what they're doing or how they doing something, people don't want to listen to that. Nobody wants to hear that. But I'm trying to, I was listening to this one brother, and I think he's with the Muslim. He was talking about, I loved what he was saying, though. I really did. I heard him say that, and I thought that was, I'm telling you something, when somebody say something that's so true, and I feel that people need to really listen to or take heed to it, I just think that just to me is a beautiful thing. And look here, I bet you I don't find it. And when he was talking about, this guy was talking about, let me see if this is what he's saying. No, this ain't.
Darkness where things thrive and flow, right? We're born in darkness, right?
I like this too. You know what? I don't know if y'all, that's not the one I cannot believe. I just cannot believe this is the second time I try to pull up this video. But this guy I listen to, and I don't listen to him all the time. Matter of fact, I don't listen to him probably maybe once out of a month or so. But so happened he said something that did something to me today, because I said, now, you know what? That's a brother. And I think he's a Muslim. I don't know. But Islam or whatever. But what he said was something that I try to say to you all as a female, as a individual of the Most High Yah servant. And when I heard him say it, I was like, wait a minute, brother. And he's supposed to be, this is what they say, he's supposed to be the next black leader. Okay. I will say, let me see here. Let me see if I can get it here. But what he was saying is really, it to me, I just think it's just awesome. Now I don't see him. He's on here somewhere. And I don't understand why is it that I don't see this. I just don't get this, but it's okay. But I like what he was saying, because he said something that I spoke to you all about, and it just took me for a loop. I was like, did he say that? And he was talking about something I was talking about last week about how our men see our women. They see them only as a lust material. And this guy broke it down so, and it's just going back to what I was saying. Sister Deborah is taught by the Ruach HaKodesh from the wilderness level. This man, I don't know if he's Islam, Muslim, or whatever, but he broke it down. And I was like, wait a minute. If I were to come to say to you all what I said, and then you hear him, you'll say, y'all pointing, y'all right on it. And the sad thing about it, when it comes like that from a different denomination and a different, how would I say, belief, and they yet can come into together in what they're saying, that's beautiful. That's just letting you know that some things need to be looked at. And he nailed it. He told it to y'all know the guy that he talked to too. He's a famous what you call it, black leader, but he's an elder. He was telling it to him, and he nailed that thing. And I was like, wait a minute, bro, you saying the same thing I was telling those in the live chat last week. He said the same thing, but I like it coming from him more so than me, because he was a man speaking it, but he was saying it like I was saying it. But he just told it. Then he put this beautiful woman, young woman on there, and he said she got more to offer, way more than a look to lust. She got all these talents. She got a mind. She has a spirit. I mean, he just broke that thing down. He said all the good part of her, they don't want. They want to be able to look at her back end. When that man said that, I was like, oh, no, he did. No, he did. So what Sister Deborah is beholding, I can feel the end of, because it's just too much of truth that's out here. And when today in the water, the Father said, everything is plainly seen, Deborah. That means that even though you might think you be bringing a revelation to someone, and you do, especially if I'm giving you something from the water, but I want to let you know, it's plainly seen. Ain't nothing hidden no more. It's just that people turning a deaf ear and a blind eye to what is right before. So when you see in all this chaos, Deborah, they see it too. But they are a part of the broad gate. They falling through the cracks intentionally because they don't want to see what they see and hear what they hear and believe what they believe and turn another way. They want to continue walking in that same direction of destruction. I don't see us as a people, especially our men, coming together to get it right with y'all. I don't see it, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I just don't see it. I don't see them trying to do anything to please your creator. And that's just how long it been. The judgment of y'all is not heavy out here for nothing. So I think we need to stop lying on him as if there's not a judgment that's out. If you don't see what's going on and see the judgment among your own nation that's actually taking place, that's another form of denial. Okay. Like Sister Deborah said, I wouldn't have never gripped the idea of being destroyed hadn't been for the Father and revealing it to me so deep. So I held on to that. I held on to that bad boy. I said, well, okay, destroy me then, Father. Come on with it. Because my spirit is supposed to be in control of my flesh. And that means when the flesh go down, the spirit can still rise up. You see? But when people don't know that they have a spirit and they have a flesh, they don't understand when he says, he that is born of the flesh and he that is born of the spirit. That means if you're born, everybody's born of the flesh in the flesh body. But when you come to the knowledge that you are a spirit, then you yourself are now understanding I am a spirit. This is the spirit that the Ruach come and abide in. This is the spirit that gives me eternal life. And if Yah say he don't, you can't worship him in your flesh, this must be the spirit he's talking about then. You see? So believe it or not, there are many people who don't know nothing about that. So if you know that today, you're blessed. It's things to know things, that means you're blessed. I mean, in a sense, overly blessed. But to tell you the truth, when you know these things, you're blessed. But just think about you being one person that knows this, but 10 million don't. So you got to put yourself up against 10 million or more who don't know what you know. Somewhere in you, you have to be able to feel that that's a sad thing, but yet this could be the will of the Father still yet no. A lot of people don't know that they are a spirit. They don't know that. They don't know that they were created because someone put soul there. Soul ain't got no competition. Soul is nothing. Because if he created, first he mold and shake with the mist man. That means flesh. That means flesh. And then what did he do? He breathed. Do you think that breath of life was flesh? Do you think that breath of life is a soul? No, that breath of life comes from a spirit, and it is a breath of life in spirit. To give what? Your spirit. Well, where did you get your spirit from? Then he said in Genesis, and that's why I say a lot of things been, and you know what, y'all? I believe that soul was put in there by the Roman Catholic, because this is why people can connect to two things he talks about. Either you flesh or you spirit. That middleman keep you from knowing the two. And who's supposed to rule over the other. You get what I'm saying? Because they always want to stick that middleman soul in the middle there. So therefore, you don't know that you got a spirit that can control that flesh, because that soul is in the midst. I still will not accept the fact of the word soul. I won't. Now, listen to this. Genesis chapter 2. In Genesis chapter 2, and it says in verse 7, and Yah formed man of the dust of the ground. Now we know the dust of the ground represent flesh. You see, we were born of flesh of the ground, and we're going to return back, right? Listen to what it says. And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Earlier, I talked about life is all that you have. Do you really believe that life is something else outside of the breath of Yah? Yah is a spirit, so his breath has to be what? A spirit. It is spiritual breath. Where did he breathe it in? Okay, watch this here. Watch this here. And he breathed it into the nostrils, in his nostrils, and breathed the breath of life. He breathed life into his nostrils. What is the life? Spirit. Watch this here. And man became a living soul. No. Man became a living spirit. Why? Because Yah put his spirit. He gave you a light, like his light. What is his light? In Genesis 1. And what did he say? So Yah created in his own image. What is Yah's image? Have you ever saw his image? His image is a spirit. It's not. Yah's image is a spirit. Yah image is a spirit. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. So Yah created man in his own image. Wait a minute, Father Yah. Your image is a spirit, isn't it? Yes. No, Father Yah. Your image is a soul. Stop that. Your image is a soul. No. Yah's image is a spirit. Now watch this here. We in 27, Genesis chapter 1 and 27. In the image of Yah, letting you know, he said it twice. His own image, and his image created he, male and female created them. His image is a spirit. And guess what he did? Through his breath of life, he breathed in you his image, which is a spirit. What is his image? A spirit. He gave you a spirit, like unto his spirit. Yah's breath is not in the flesh, you guys. His breath is in your spirit. Yah's breath is not in your flesh. Yah's breath was created for the image, which is a spirit. That you are a spirit was put into the spirit. Here someone put soul. But only the servants of the Most High Yah knows that this is a messed up from the floor. Why? So that people will not be able to get the flesh under the subjection to the spirit, because the middleman right through here is the soul, always buckling up on the soul. And that's what they use in this whole book. They never use spirit, you having a spirit. They always use soul, because somewhere the Roman Catholics put that in there. But like the Father said, you want to know my mystery, you want to know spirit and truth, hook up with my servant, not your servant, not man-made servant, but the one that I sent down there to give you the mystery. If I don't give it to you, most likely he will. As a teacher that'll teach you all things, my servant has the same thing that I have to give unto you. If you want me to teach you and I live in you, I teach you all things. To where when my servants come there to you, you already knew it. That's how y'all rumble. So that soul, it shouldn't have never been that soul. And I seen them say, there's one verse said, and the Father's soul. I was like, when did y'all get a soul? You see what I'm saying? And guess what, you all? The whole world believes that verse to be what it says. You see? That's the power that Satan turns over to those that he has chosen to be his right-hand power, which is the Roman Catholics. That's how powerful it is. They go in there and they can do that. And the whole world will fall for it. Why? Because Satan comes to deceive the whole world. And if he didn't have a right-hand man to help him, then how can he deceive the whole world? So he has to get someone who rule this world underground. And that's the Roman Catholics, to come in and mess up from the floor. That's why this book cannot be the word of Yah. He said, heaven and earth shall pass away. That means this book will pass away. But the word is Yah. Glory to be. Because it's sad that trillion times trillion don't know that. It's sad that people don't know your soul ain't got nothing. Ain't nothing. It says a soul, but it's really spirit. Because if it means anything, why is it when you heard out of the mouth of Yeshua and Hamashiach, not Hamashiach, Yeshua, Hamashiach, and Yah back in the old, I don't see any verse, and if it is, it still wouldn't change the fact that the Ruach taught me in the wilderness that there's two, flesh and spirit. So how can you get the flesh under the subjection to the spirit? You can't. Anybody know why you can't get the flesh under the subjection to the spirit? Why is that? Anybody in the live chat? Do you have any idea why would it be hard for an individual to get the flesh under the subjection to the spirit that's willing? Because it is the image of Yah. The spirit is the image of Yah. But why would it be hard? Anybody in the live chat? Yes, he says that. He says those of the flesh are the unbelievers. He says that over and over, but it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, people don't care about that. We are spiritual people born of Yah. That's true. But what would cause one to not reach the understanding nor the destiny of understanding? What would keep one from understanding spirit and flesh? No, you know what? It's what's in the middle. I'm going to use this here. The middleman. That word soul. So the Roman Catholic did right by putting something in the middle to keep you from understanding that Yah said the spirit, your spirit, is to get this flesh under subjection. Your spirit is to get this flesh under the subjection. You know what else he says? He said every man that come into the earth is born to die. What is he talking about? the flesh. All flesh go to the grave in which it is assigned. All flesh. And then this is what's going to be judged. They still thinking the soul is coming to the altar of Yah to be judged. No, it's the spirit. Why the spirit, Sister Deborah? It's that spirit that he has breathed in you once exists as an angel. That's why. When we back it up a little bit more. Before heaven and earth was created, we were all angels. Not so. He didn't send no soul down here. He sent an angel. What is an angel? It is a spirit. You see? So while we're thinking that we're going to come before the altar as a soul, what is a soul? When I saw that word backwards and what it means, I said, see that? They put all kind of things in. And how you know words that they put in here is a catch. It's spell it backwards and look it up in Greek and Hebrew. It'll mess you up. And you'll say, well, how did nobody say? Why no one said anything? Because they ain't going to say anything, y'all. They don't know nothing. And they don't care to know. People care only about the level of how they can deceive many and feel good about it. That's it. We were angels. No, we can't go to the heavens, and you're right, we can't. But I don't get off where they thinking a soul gonna enter the kingdom. Baby, please. What do you mean? What do you mean? What a soul gonna go to the altar of Yah for? It's your spirit. Your spirit is already in the Lamb Book of Life or not. Just as Satan and his crew. Their spirit is going where? In the lake of fire already. And they already know it. They already got their ticket. And they happy about it. Because they ain't felt that fire yet. That's why. We constantly feed in the flesh. So right. And not the spirit. And that's another thing. That's what causes us not to get the victory in our sickness, in our illness, in our alcoholic, in our drug addiction, in our homosexual state of mind. People don't understand. These things can't be defeated because we're defeating the whole conversation and everything that surrounds every wicked situation. We're trying to defeat it in the flesh. And we have to understand it in the spirit according to the defeated in the flesh. That's why Yah say, get the flesh under the subjection to the spirit. And this is another reason why I will not advise, not a woman nor man, to get under subjection to no woman and get under subjection to no man. You get under them once they have gotten under your Father in heaven. If they have not submitted themselves to the Most High Yah through Yeshua HaMashiach, you do not submit yourself up under them because you're now submitting under their flesh. And what happened to their flesh? It's created for what they call the hell, the grave. So why are you submitting to a man flesh that is assigned to the grave? Come on now. Come on now. I ain't nobody told you like that, have it? Nobody never told you that. You can't submit to him, y'all. That's a lie from the pit of hell. And hell ain't the one lying. Satan ain't the one lying. Men are lying. I wouldn't dare want anybody submitted under me, even if I am submitted under the Ruach HaKodesh. I want them to fall under my Father. Fall under my Father. Don't fall under me. And any man on the face of the earth, all these pastors, these bishops, these priests, these wannabe, and these you about to fall into your judgment right here on the earth. Because you never led the people to the bosom of the Father. Through Yeshua HaMashiach, you led them to yourself. And now the people see you as they Yah. You know how the priests, you remember how the Roman Catholics, the only way you can get to Yah, either through Mary or come to the priest and tell him your fault. What? Father Yah. Oh my goodness. How can you go to an individual in a hole and tell him your fault and think that the Father in heaven is going to honor your committing, or now you are confessing to a man that just molests all kind of boys, that's in Satanism, and you going in there to commit your sin to a flesh of a man. That's what's going on in these churches. That's what's going on YouTube. People are submitting their likes and their subscriber to the flesh of people, and they have not submitted themselves or commit or how would I submit themselves to the Most High Yah through Yeshua HaMashiach. They have not done it, y'all. So you can say what you want, think what you want, or whatever. How do you know that, Deborah? Why must you say that? Because they wouldn't have you come into their page, listen to their yang, and none of it had represent the Creator in the heavens. None of it. They'll throw a fork in the plate to make you think that they're about your Most High. But all you have to do is listen to them, and you'll see them taking you all up and down dark alleys. Next, after a while, you don't know if you're going or coming because you done got caught up in the broad gate. This thing is spiritual, and it is true. Somewhere along the line, let me show y'all something. I'm going to tell y'all something. I remember as the Israelites were brought out of the bondage of Pharaoh. And as they were moving about, and even the children, the Israelites, they end up not coming out of the wilderness and dying off there. But did you know every battle that the tribes have fought? Did y'all know, or do y'all understand, that every battle that the tribe had to defeat was fought by the spiritual right hand power of Yah's right hand? And it tells you that. How can we not see him to be nothing? All those battles. How is that? How could that be? All that he done. And we can't even see that every battle that we have won come from his right hand and his stretched out arm, defeating it for us on our behalf. And here we are today in a battle of judgment, a battle of wicked and evil, a battle of hate, a battle of disobedience, a battle of stiff-necked rebellion, a battle. And we cannot even trust him to defeat, to already got victory. I just don't get it. And you know what? It might be meant that Sister Deborah don't get it, because I ain't got no sense. But one thing I do have, sense enough to know that my Father has a mighty right hand that can defeat any battle on the face of this earth. Let's say, for instance, I'm finna go there all the way with y'all. Let's say, for instance, Russia pull up. Here come Russia pulling up. Oh, China get to Russia, said we in it with you. Oh, Iran said, can we join? Yeah. Oh, Germany said we in there with you. Oh, British said so are we. They come pulling up on the 1/3 that y'all brought out. We traveling. They come pulling up. Y'all would take every last one of them out. And we'll look up and feel we didn't won that battle without looking and seeing that we didn't even have an army. We was just 1/3 of what he brought out of the land of our captivity on the four corners. Let's imagine all those countries got together to defeat us on our way to the promised land. Y'all would kill every last one of them. And how would they be killed? He would let us be in the center. And they would surround us in every last one of them, from the head to the follower, which would be, say, 100 million dead. And we'll be standing in the center, still alive. That's how I know him. I don't know who y'all know, but that's how I understand who he is. That's how I see him and what he can do. You see? That's me seeing the Most High Yah. He's all that and some to me. When I just think of what he can do and what he will do, I don't have to look for man and woman to clarify and justify who my Father's power is. I'm telling you what I know he can do. I ain't telling you what I think. Because if he done prove himself to me, he don't need to prove himself to you. Because to me, I see him to be all that and some. How you like him now? I see him to be who he is. Whether if you see him or not, I see him. And to me, that's seeing enough. So that's what he have done. Let me back that up in you. That's what he have done for you all as a people. Always fought your battles with his right hand and his stretched out arm. And here it is, 2023, and you say you're awakened. And you getting ready to buy all the weapons that there is. How much you finna, you gonna use your weapons to protect you. Let me tell y'all something. In the book of, I think he talks about it in Ezekiel, but in the book of Revelation, it talk about Mega. That's going to be the army. Yeah. I know y'all ain't read it because you really don't care to read it, but you need to check that out. Check it out tonight. Check it out tomorrow. Let it be a treat so you can learn something. Just like Sister Deborah telling you, Mega coming after y'all bad tails. Yes, they are. You think you 1/3? They coming for you, baby. Because they said, wait a minute, where did y'all come up and pull up in a land like that? That land was desolated. How did y'all pull up in there? See, a lot of them told y'all, oh, our promised land is here. Oh, it's here. It's in Africa. Y'all, if y'all see the bloodshed and the voodoo and witchcraft is in Africa, you'll say that is nowhere near the promised land. See, y'all, they don't get the promised land is going to be holy. Right now, he said it's desolated. It doesn't have any greenery. It's polluted. So how is it the fake Jews is over on what is promised? It's because they never understand. Those children left out not knowing really where the promised land really is and was. And even to today, they so awakened and so woke, they don't even know their left hand from their right hand. They're still chasing their tails in the circle in a dark room. Because as I sat there and I said, wait a minute, hold up. We're going back over to the promised land and you telling me it's desolated? You mean it's polluted? He said, yeah, Deborah, go to Ezekiel 36. You was just got through telling them. What did it tell you there? I said, it said that. And he brought everything. He spoke it. And that power brought everything forth. Just to bring us and land us there. It's going to be already ready for us. In which he said it was desolate. Letting you know, this is what I'm going to do for you all. I'm gonna tell you another lie. Another lie. You got so many of them teaching that he's gonna bring down the New Jerusalem. Almost kind of getting people to think that it's gonna be on the promised land. No, baby. No. No. All that was a lie. All of that was a lie. It says, heaven and earth shall pass away. And I remember even the Jehovah's Witness said, oh no, he ain't gonna destroy this earth. Even the Hebrew Israelites. Oh, I give 80% of the religion believe that the earth is not going to be destroyed. Oh, yes, it is. It's going to be passed away. Just like you will die and pass away. Swoop the coop, when it's going to pass away. I knew that. But you listen to so many people and you wonder, well, where is these people getting this stuff from? Lying. And he said, Deborah is plainly seen. I said, heaven and earth shall pass away. And when the New Jerusalem going to come, he said, the earth and the sea shall pass away. Heaven's about to come down. But it ain't coming down on the earth that's been tainted, wicked. And the devil been down here doing everything he wants. Not just on the land, but in the sea. Because the dead, how you know in the sea? He said the dead, the sea gonna have to give up its dead. Just imagine. So y'all say, Deborah, they don't know. When I come, ain't nothing gonna be in my way. So you tell them that. Stop lying. This new heavens that's coming down ain't nothing. It's going to be no earth. There's going to be no sea in his way. And furthermore, ain't going to be no sun, no moon. Why? Because the light of the light has come down. And the sun can't share my Father's light. The moon and the stars can't have no part in the light of who my Father is. He don't need them. He is the light. Then he got the son, Yeshua HaMashiach, being the lowercase light. And he's going to be the uppercase. So that means we don't need no light. For the greater light, it's going to be present. No more light. No more stars. No more moon. No more none of that. So we need to stop lying. Heavens ain't coming down on this nasty earth. He said, Deborah, it's going to pass away. What is it they don't get? Deborah, the sea is going to pass away. What is it they don't get? Ain't nothing going to be in my way. I'm bringing a new heaven down. Let them know that. That going back to teasing y'all about his right hand, his power, and who he is and who he stands for. Because where we at today, we are so lost without a cause. We will not embrace no spirit and truth worth of nothing. And it's okay. It's okay. I just thank him for the lane in which he has suffered me to run therein. And I get it. I get it. I get it. And I'm going to run that, y'all. I ain't going to say I'm sorry. I'm going to run that lane, y'all. I got to run that lane. If I run it alone, that's okay. He put me in there alone. So I got to run that race. So I hope that you all got something out of what Sister Deborah was talking about today. And I say to you all, please, this here, I don't know if y'all were here earlier. I spoke of this young man, Marcus Rogers, had put up a little a note. And then when you key up your phone, let me see. When you key up your phone, first thing it pops up little notes that people have put in the YouTube. Mine came up and he was talking about what's in the churches. He was talking about there's 1 million of prophets in the churches today, but all of them are talking about increase, going to nations, money, And none of them are talking about the evil that's actually happening in the world. You see what he said? Y'all don't get it. Now here it is. He thinking. I had to write it down. Young man called himself a pastor. And I think he got something like 300 and something thousand followers. And here he said it. Everybody in the church is a prophet or is giving a pathetic message. But guess what he said? None of them are talking about the wicked and evil. That's because the majority of them are connected, 99.9. And that's what Sister Deborah said to y'all all the time. You don't get it, do you? See, this is why I'm trying to say to you all that there are those that's hollering, trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, I got all these subscribers. I'm up there. Matter of fact, I think he might have more than 300,000. But what is he saying? I got a church. I got members. I am a pastor. But yet I don't get why all these people claiming the position of a prophet and prophets. He said 1 million. I know he's just exaggerating, but sometimes you have to say that to try to open the eyes and the ears of those who are clogged up and eyes that are closed. When you see a large number, woo, then they woke up. But when I read it, I said, now see that, brother, that's true. Ain't nobody gonna come tell you what Sister Deborah is telling you. And you look at what Sister Deborah is saying as bad news, or I don't like to hear stuff like that. That's on you. Kick rocks somewhere else. Because Sister Deborah going to tell you what the Father gives me. And honestly, Yah is in the business of giving you a warning. Because he knows his judgment is already at its highest. He knows his fire has been kindled. So he's just giving you a warning. And what is that warning telling you? What is that warning telling you? Get your house in order. And if you can't afford a warning, when you stay your stupid tails out there like Noah in the ark, all those years he kept giving them people a warning, not one, beckon to the call. And then he tell you the day is going to be like the days of Noah and the days of Lot. Nobody is ever going to get it right. I'm going to end them all. You think you messing with Sister Deborah, baby? You messing with Yah. Somebody that can end the whole world. You think I'm going to buckle up against him? One that can end the whole world? Let me tell you something wrong with you. That's where your fear should be. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I say something else I had to say that was important. I guess I get it. Well, I say appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will be back. And I hope you got something out of it. And I will say shalom and shalom.